Alright guys, welcome back to another TRAILMAKERS video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build a super simple and compact drone. Now, if you follow along with this video successfully, you should not only have yourself this exact drone, but you should be able to build your own drones in the future using the same principles. Additionally, if you're wondering, I did make a video on this in the past. However, it's kind of outdated now as they've added a lot of new blocks to the game that make this a whole lot easier. Alright, so before I show you guys how to build it, let me show you how it works. So you have a hovering capability. There's a kill switch for it if you don't want to have it. If not, there's an automatic hovering ability. It'll go up a bit and it'll start like turning them on and off to hover. But then you can also just have straight upwards propulsion. And then there's forward and backwards with the propeller. There's some turning. It's all stabilized by gyros. And there's also some downwards thrust. Alright. So obviously now you've seen it's a pretty solid drone. It has all the functionality you need in a drone. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to build it. Here it is, displayed color coded. There's just a couple systems in it. There's the system regarding the upwards propulsion. There's downwards propulsion, the forward and back, the seat obviously, and then the gyros. So only 5 separate components. Just grab yourself the seat. If you want to just copy me, go ahead and grab the go-kart seat. And then everything builds off of this. You're going to need gyros slapped on the sides. I like to have those symmetrical, and then just one in the back here like that. When you build a drone, you probably want weight distribution to be relatively symmetric, because if not, it's gonna end up spinning out of control and it's not gonna be that great. But also, if it's not perfect, the gyros should help a good amount. Okay, from here, we want to start working on the upwards propulsion, and that's just gonna have 4 mini thrusters, just like that. So at this point, you already have a stable thing in the air. It can turn, it can't really go forward, but at least it can go up and it won't spin out of control. But we need to be able to actually control it. We want the hovering ability, because drones often can just hover in one spot, and that's exactly what we're going to be able to do with speed sensors. So slap speed sensors on, have 4 of them. Make sure the up arrow and this fan are on top, because they are directionally sensitive. Once you have those, you want XOR gates, just like this, right next to the speed sensors. Then you need one final XOR gate in the front here, because it just fits there. It doesn't actually need to be in the front. Don't worry about that. But it fits there on this drone. And also, the placement for all these logic blocks doesn't matter. You can put them anywhere. I put them next to the thing that they're going to control, because it just makes more sense to me. But go ahead and put the speed sensors into the XOR gates and the XOR gates into the mini thruster. Do that for each little set. Okay, once you've done that, take the last XOR gate and plug it into all of the other XOR gates. Okay, so now let me explain what's going on. Firstly, the hover ability can work completely by itself with just the speed sensors. However, because I want there to be a kill switch, because I don't want it to always have to hover or go up, we have to have all the XOR gates, because the XOR gate, you should probably know this, but if you don't, it only outputs a signal if only one input is not 0. So a kill switch can just have its own input, which we'll actually do right now, bind it to a key, and then put it on toggle. That's now the kill switch, because the speed sensors will be triggering the hover ability, but this kill switch will also activate the XOR gate, which will then mean there's 2 inputs into the XOR gate, which means it shuts off. So seeing this in action, 1 second. Don't forget configuration on these. You want it to be triggered below. You can mess with the speed that it needs to be. It just depends on the weight of your vehicle, but you can fine tune that. Okay, but look, what I was trying to show is that now this is naturally going up, right? The hover ability. Yep, it looks like all of them are working. But if now I press 1, they all stop. So we successfully built in the kill switch, which is, I think it's useful. You don't have to build it if you don't want, and then you just don't have to have any of these XOR gates at all. But I think it is something that is nice to have. And now that's the hardest part of the drone done. If you want some forward propulsion, which most likely you do, add the propeller, and then extra downwards propulsion, you can just go some mini thrusters like that. And I'll just keep on these. The V and this guy. I like my forward propulsion to be on shift, and then upwards propulsion just keep it on space. This drone should now work. It goes up and then it kind of hovers. The hovering can be fine-tuned a bit if you change the speed sensor settings, but it's not bad how it is. Yeah, I will say the downwards thrust is a little bit aggressive. Be careful when you use it, and you might want to actually lessen how much propulsion you're going to use. Maybe change up the design a bit, but that's all things you can do in tweaking. But this is just like the most basic drone that it does the job. Also, one last thing, if the seat steering turning stops working, it's probably because your vehicle is too big for it and it's not enough. So you're gonna just add like one of the gyros on the bottom that is able to spin it, and that would do the trick as well. And with that, I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope now you know how to build yourself a drone if you didn't already. And with that, we'll just see the next one. Bye.